Well, pardon the camera angle, but you get what you get um, when nature provides the platform. So right here is a section of wall that, little rocks that I had stacked up years ago, and I went and threw another rock on it that was in the pathway, and it crumbled. It fell. Everything that I'd put all this time and energy into, it failed. And now I have here's a bunch of chaos, right? And sometimes this might represent a relationship that came to a culmination, or a relationship based on false pretenses. And so what do we do with it? What do we do with all these pieces? All these pieces of our life that just came crashing down. Look at that. This is crazy. It's just falling apart on me. But you know what? Or is it falling together? Because like if I take some of the big pieces of my life, like what do I do with my time? And I put those in place. Another big one is, oh, who do I let spend time with me, right? Because we realize that we only own ourselves. And if we each only own ourselves, right, then if somebody else is controlling how we feel about ourselves, that would be like slavery. And I don't want to hang around people that want to treat me like a slave. So I just choose where I start putting all these blocks in my life. I'm like, my health, this should be a bigger block, but we're going to use this as a demonstration for it. My health, it's kind of a core principle to who we are in ourself, and a healthy body creates a healthy mind, and a healthy mind usually doesn't allow a healthy body to to take up its time, right? There's no room for disease. It's a dis-ease of how we're conducting our life. So now I'm starting to get some of these blocks stacked in here more intentionally. Like the first the first shot on life is kind of like it's like the rough draft. We kind of learn what we like, what we didn't like, what works, what doesn't work. I mean, look, these even look like little keys, and this little keyway is it fits right there, right? So it's like that's probably perfect. Oh nope, that's the way it's supposed to go. It fits better that way. Look at that. It's even got a little retaining edge on it. It's gonna be perfect, perfect, just the way it is. You know. And when we start doing our life intentionally, and we go on that second draft, when you first writing something, you know, you got a rough draft, maybe just a brainstorming session. That's the idea of wondering what the hell am I even going to do with my life? What's my path? I've been shaping my path for a long time, and sometimes it crumbles, right? And same thing with my life. I haven't been my highest version of me, and having expectations of other people that you can't control. Well, that's almost like premeditating resentment. So we should learn what we can control. Meditation helps us to control that, or helps us to realize what we can control and what we can't control. And when we start to realize what we can control, we can start doing that in an efficient way. So maybe we want to make sure that our health is, oh, that fits perfect, right? That's awesome. Make sure our health is in a way that we feel good about the way we eat. Because you can say you eat healthy, but if you're vegan but you're filling up on a bunch of processed shit that from the grocery store, um, that's really not. Yay for not killing animals to eat them, but you still gotta, you still just gotta know, you know, the food should probably come from the source rather than the stores. You know, there's a lot of negative energy associated with the stores because, you know, the truck driver that misses his wife because he's working all the time, well, that kind of goes into the food that we get in the stores. And the people, all the middlemen, you know, when we take and recognize nature's little lessons, we realize that, well, nature is very natural and it works really well. I mean, everything works in nature when we leave it alone, or if we come in with real intention, we can make things better, you know. But if we just come in and half-ass do things, we're gonna kind of screw things up, which, you know, I mean, most people could, I think, recognize that our consumption cycles have increased. I mean, everybody has every toy, and well, it's just to recognize that, you know, the products haven't been getting better, you know, and that's so we have to just keep buying them. And if you keep buying them, it means you have to just keep working. And if you got to just keep working, that leaves little time for family and for personal growth. And this is what I'm doing today. Not what I'm doing today. I'm doing today is yoga. I'm doing permaculture. And by chopping and dropping this, what we do is we create a mulch layer on the soil that helps to work the land. You know, animals usually come down and they'll just eat it all down, right? You know, and that works good too. But the soil up in here hasn't really been worked on. And in the summertime, these bushes and trees, they don't get as much moisture as I think that they would like to have. And so when you stack rocks around trees and plants and stuff and on hills, what you're doing is you're helping that water spread out when you're stacking across the hills. But mostly when you do this, these rocks, all these rocks, they cool down at nighttime, and then being that they are mass that has been unearthed, they work as a condensation generator in the mornings. So the air in the morning, you know, it starts warming up a lot faster than the rocks do. So then on all surfaces of these rocks, water right out of the air is condensing and dripping down and becoming available at the roots. And in the mulch, you know, by pruning, you know, nature would be pruning. Normally there'd be some animals through here, and they'd be eating it, and then they'd be pooping on it, and be fertilizing. But since we don't have any animals grazing up through here, we kind of do that work. So, and by we, I don't have a little mouse in my pocket. Say if people want to volunteer and they want to come up and kind of learn about what I'm doing and how to restore the landscape to a way that is symbiotic and we are living sustainably on it. So anyway,